Welcome.
A new season.
We're back.
We're back.
And we've got our cute clothes on.
Both wearing Sherpas. It's freezing cold outside.
Sherpas are in.
In.
Fleece is out.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Yeah, welcome season 2. A whole new season. New possibilities.
New year, new us.
New year, new us. I don't know if they're ready.
No, I don't think so. I'm not ready.
Me neither. I honestly feel like I'm rusty.
From what? Oh, from podcasting?
Just we haven't done an episode in a minute as we took the break. And yeah, I just feel like have to get back into it.
I know. I can't even remember what happened since we last did a podcast.
So much happened. New Year's happened. I usually dread New Year's. And I even did a post about it on my page about New Year's was always something I hated.
Just because of the resolutions?
Yeah, what? I don't want to set a resolution. I don't want to change anything. Although,
you've kind of already you started your resolutions, I feel like, mid-December.
And that's the key. It's instead of starting your resolution January 1st.
You're already ready to go.
Start them in December. So on January 1st, it's I'm all good.
I know. It was kind of funny. I was at the gym, with Carrie, and it was January 1st, and I said, I don't want to go home because I know Jane's going to want to do goal setting, and I hate goal setting.
You are a demon. You are so mean.
But we did something new this year, and I actually really liked it.
I know. I'd be like, Kay, are we planning?
I'm
and she just Lindsay's eyes roll out of her head.
I am not a planner. I'm a go with the flow type of person. Planning makes me want to cry.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about what we did later.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be good. But yeah, I am excited for this year. I don't know. I kept seeing TikToks of people being kind of saying it feels like it's not their year.
Really? I feel like this is a good year. I feel like 2023 was but now it's 2024. I'm like, this is going to be a good year.
I know. And recently there was some talk about some planet that was in retrograde.
Yes.
And everyone's shaking their head.
Are we into that now?
That was Mercury. Mercury was in retrograde.
Mercury was in the retro. And Pluto just left.
This was the entire year of 2023 or what?
I don't know. I just know Mercury was in retrograde for
That's all we know.
6 weeks at the end of the year.
I did feel like Christmas was fun, but I feel like it didn't feel as Christmassy.
If you felt a little off during December and on New Year's Day you
blame
felt like
Mercury.
Things were pretty good.
Okay, well.
Yeah. But I saw a TikTok, Pluto from 2008 until 2023 was in some sort of orbit. And it said that for cancers, it was causing them to have bad luck.
And aren't you a Cancer?
I looked it up. I am. I'm a Cancer.
Well, wouldn't you know?
And Pluto's now gone. Bye-bye, Pluto.
This is your year.
So my bad luck streak is coming to an end. Okay? So, yeah, I'm really excited for this year. We had a rough weekend.
Oh, don't remind me.
I know. Even thinking about it, I'm
Makes me
still
feel
recovering. Sick. So me and Lindsay, what day was this? Saturday.
We went to truck rally. What's it called? What's it called? What's a truck rally?
Monster Jam.
Monster Jam. What's a truck rally? Is that not the same thing?
That's nothing.
Oh.
A derby? We went to a derby.
We went to a monster truck. Monster Jam.
Come on, yeah. Okay, Monster Jam. And it kind of goes along with what we're going to talk about later, which is our calendar that we planned. But we wanted to do things that we wouldn't normally do. So we said, why don't we go to Monster Jam? We haven't done that. And we have never been. I've never
been to anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. And we show up at the Delta Center now. And every kid's got
headphones except for Fletcher. And we're like, oh no. And he doesn't really like loud noises. Like, he'll get used to them, but anyways, we're in line to get headphones because they sell them there because they're smart. And the trucks all of a sudden start just revving their engines, and it was so loud outside of the arena. Yeah. And it really scared Fletcher. So then, anyways, we got him headphones. He didn't want to put them on to begin with. We got in there, and they were, even with the headphones, they were already scaring him, so he wanted to leave.
Loud. I don't blame him.
Yeah,
it was so freaking loud.
Yeah, it was loud.
Like, even me, I was like, holy crap. Like, I'm definitely going to lose hearing today. Yeah. And, yeah, like, it got to a point where I was just sitting with him.
And he was screaming. But luckily, I mean, it wasn't bothering anyone because the trucks were so loud. So, but then we had to take him outside of the arena. Jaden did, and then he was out there for a little while. And then I went out there, and he kept saying, I want to go home. I'm ready. I'm done. I want to go home.
But he loves trucks. That's why we thought this would be perfect.
We even bought him a little monster truck there before we went in of the shark one. It's like shaped like a shark.
Yeah.
So then I was just saying, like, oh, well, you'll get used to it. Like, you can do it. Like, you love trucks. There's a shark one just like the one you have in there. And then out of nowhere, he goes, I want to go back in. And we're like, sweet, let's go. And he sat through the rest of it, and he loved it.
Yeah, that was awesome. And after that, we get home, and we're like, oh, we should make dinner. So we make dinner. We put Fletcher to bed. And then, like, what, an hour later?
I don't know.
I was like, does your stomach hurt?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, my stomach's killing me. And that night,
we both,
not to TMI.
I know. Jaden was in one bathroom, I was in the other, on the toilet, and with a garbage can, throwing up and diarrhea.
Yep.
Not the double-headed dragon.
Oh my gosh, it was horrible.
Double dragon.
Horrible.
It was horrible. Like, I'm still not recovered.
That was on Saturday night, and I feel like I'm getting back to 100%, but up until today, I've just been nauseous every day, and we've hardly eaten anything all week.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we need to take a food safety course.
Apparently, I don't know.
Before we cook dinner.
But we're never eating pork again. That's all I know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was the pork. I don't know.
Who knows? But we were scared to eat. For a few days.
Yeah, I'm like, have no appetite still.
And I drink at least 6 cans of Diet Dr. Pepper strawberry every day. I haven't even wanted that. I haven't had one. I had one yesterday. I could barely
this is
drink
your sign.
No, I'm sure I'll get over it.
Okay. All right.
6 cans, okay?
Liz, no one made you admit that right now.
That's
you know
fine.
that, right?
I don't care. I'm an addict.
That's the first step, you know? All right. Also, Housewives of Salt Lake City. And if you're watching this and you're rolling your eyes at us, keep rolling.
It's trash TV, but we love it.
And trust me, you should check it out.
Yes.
And the only reason I usually don't love trash TV, but
it's in Utah. It's in Utah. You can relate to a lot of the places they go and the stuff they do, but you can't really relate to the way they live their lives. They're literally insane.
Yeah. And it's just so juicy. Because I've heard there's avid Real Housewife watchers. Because there's Beverly Hills. I don't even know the other ones. Atlanta, I think, was one. New York.
Yeah,
and
I don't even know.
Tons of them. And everybody says Salt Lake is the best one. And even at the, what was the awards show that just happened?
Golden Globes? Golden Globes?
Was it Golden Globes?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence said it was the best season finale of any reality TV. And it was juicy.
It was juicy.
Because so the way that it works, you have all these ladies, right?
They're usually pretty wealthy.
Even though all of them rent.
Yeah,
it seems like.
I don't know.
But, And they're kind of forced to be friends, it seems like.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they really like each other or want to hang out, and they always fight, but they're always like, oh, well, I wanted to plan this ski trip, or I wanted to go on this vacation.
Yes.
They all have to go together.
Yes.
And then chaos ensues.
And there's this, yes, and this is what, season 3?
4, I think.
Season 4 is happening, and it just ended. But, yeah, and there was like a core group of ladies. Some of them left, some of them got kicked off the show. And this season, they brought on a new girl.
Named Monica. And she's like probably more middle class, I would say. Yeah. And so I feel like people related to her because she was trying to like fit in with these wealthier women by like buying expensive things that she normally wouldn't buy. But she was pretty open and honest about it, which I think is why people liked her.
Yeah.
But anyways, no spoilers, but she just causes so much drama.
We're going to keep watching. The reunion's happening right now, and it's juicy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of what we've been up to. I mean, we obviously had Christmas. Christmas was awesome.
It was really fun.
It turned out to be awesome. I know you just said you didn't have any
Christmas
Christmas
spirit.
It was really
fun, but I had Christmas spirit. It was just, I got my...
Really? It was so cute.
It was cute, but like leading
we
up to
Up,
Christmas...
putting together Fletcher's toys.
Yeah, it was fun. But I mean, I feel like leading up to it, like I really dragged my feet on buying presents because I just wasn't in like the Christmas spirit.
Well, maybe this year you'll get in the spirit.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe. It's my year.
Okay, let's talk season 2.
Okay.
So we're making some changes. Okay. And the changes are that we want the podcast to flow a little more. So we're getting rid of the know-it-all segment.
Okay.
I know some people love that segment where we do quizzes and whatnot. And that doesn't mean we won't do those things. I just don't think it's going to be like its own...
like a structured type thing.
Segment,
okay.
Because what I'm hoping with these is we can kind of just jump right in, to what we're wanting to talk about. So that's the meat of it, right? Yeah. That's why people are watching. So... we're doing that. The other change we're making is expect some awesome guests. Like next episode's guest is amazing.
Yep, we're excited.
Really excited to film that one. He has a huge following on social media. He has great credentials that I think is going to be awesome with our dynamic. So yeah, I'm really excited to just have guests on the podcast and have that dynamic. So if you think you would be a great guest and want to join, reach out to us. We've booked a lot of guests so far, but this is a long-term thing. So we're going to just keep booking a wide range of different guests.
We think we're kind of fun, so.
Yeah, it would be fun. And that doesn't mean we won't do ones like this where it's just us two, but yeah, I'm really excited about that specifically. And then the third thing is we're going to make these episodes just a little bit longer because I think there's times where we rush. Mm-hmm. We're like, all right, we need to wrap it up, but we have structured things where we can go longer now, which I'm excited for as well. Yeah. So, okay, let's talk about something important, which is our sponsors.
Yes.
So we're going to also be booking sponsors, but for right now, this episode is sponsored by the Dreamers Club merch. And if you haven't already, you need to go check it out.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We really put like what matters to us into this. Mm-hmm. It's so much more than just slapping on our logo. It's actual really good designs that have a lot of meaning behind them. So really excited about that. And then, yeah, this episode is produced by Why We Dream, which is our parent company. We're almost maxed out.
Yeah, you guys are...
I don't even know if we can bring on any more clients, but if you're a business or you want to build your personal brand, reach out to us. Because, yeah, I hate to sound arrogant.
Crushing it.
But we're crushing it for our clients. So, and we'll see, even if we can put you on a wait list or whatever. So, okay, let's talk about this TikTok trend that's going around. And what it usually is the first image is of them, like as they are now, an adult. Yeah. And it says, "How did I know that I had anxiety from a young age?" and then you'll swipe, and then it has a picture of them as a kid, and it'll tell you why.
Okay.
And usually it's stuff that's super relatable. So I thought it'd be fun for us to talk about what, we used to do as a kid. So for me, how I knew I had anxiety from a young age is growing up, we had a pool. And I would go into the pool and stay as still as possible under the water to see how much my family cared about me, to see if they'd jump in and save me.
So did you have anxiety that your family didn't love you?
That's kind of what's being, what's the word?
Implied.
Implied. Thank you.
Wow. Well.
Yeah. I don't think it was that. Lindsay, why you gotta make it so dark?
You said anxiety. So why would that mean you have anxiety?
It was just, don't look so deep into these, okay?
Okay.
I'm not looking to be diagnosed from me floating in the pool, acting like I'm. Let's just move on. So the next one I put down is how in school you would round robin read, okay? And you'll usually say, okay, let's start with you, Bobby, in the back, and then we'll come up here, and then we'll go like that.
Yes.
Right? And I would get really bad anxiety. And I think now, side note, the reason I got anxiety, I think I'm dyslexic.
Maybe you should get tested.
I did.
When?
Online.
And?
It said like 99% probability.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
But, okay, that's the side note. But they would say, okay, start with Bobby, and then we'll come around. So I would count, okay, and you'd read a chapter each, right? So I would count 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's 7 people before it gets to me. Then I'd go and find which chapter I'd end up reading, and I'd read that thing like 100 times before it got to me to make sure I wouldn't mess up.
Did your teacher ever do popcorn?
I freaking hated popcorn.
Where you had to they
Why
call
would
on you,
they do
and then
that?
the person that's reading calls on somebody else, and then that's how you did it?
I would give the dirtiest looks when someone picked me. They'd be like, Jaden.
You just got to read the whole thing before.
So that's another reason I think I had anxiety, because I was so scared. So that's kind of the premise. Why don't you talk about yours, since I've done 2 of mine?
I mean, I don't think I really had anxiety as a kid. I don't know if I really...
Must be nice.
I know. I do have... I mean...
You do. I think you just don't want to admit it.
I just don't either. I just don't remember because I blocked it out of my brain, or... I do have, and I still have always had a little bit of social anxiety where I just don't like to be the center of attention. I don't like people looking at me and stuff like that. So I feel like I had, because I did see some examples where it's you wait, you don't want to be the first one done with your test because you don't want people thinking you're I don't know, they're annoyed.
Too smart.
Yeah. And so you wait to turn in your test because you don't want to stand up, or I would avoid standing up and going to the pencil sharpener or something like that. So I feel more social type stuff. But I mean, I feel I also would just do it.
Okay.
Too. Just get over it.
Okay. All right. My next one. My next one is I wouldn't swim on Sundays because the devil would pull me under.
Well, that's some... Okay, never mind.
What?
I was going to say that's just built from religion.
That's for sure. I don't know if that's a religious thing. Do other religions? Religion. No, I'm saying is that just a LDS Mormon thing? Yeah,
well, I mean,
or do you think other churches are no swimming on Sunday?
It might be more extreme religions, maybe Jehovah's Witness or Seventh-day Adventist or something.
Oh, it used to scare me so bad. When we would swim on Sundays, I'm I'm gonna drown.
Well.
Okay, go to the next one. Wow, we're giving some great feedback to each other. Well, okay. We literally talked about this before the episode. As I said, we need to do better at the follow-up.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, the devil is in the water. You had the right to be anxious about that.
Okay, my next one is I would call friends. Like, let's say we're going to go to classic skating.
Yeah.
You know, in junior high or whatever. I would call my friends and ask them what they were wearing.
Oh.
Or like the first day of school to make sure I wasn't like the odd man out.
Okay.
It's kind of... And what I'm realizing, I probably had more anxiety than I even realized as a kid.
Yeah.
Because I was always just making sure I had everything planned.
Yeah,
I
feel like
prepared.
you're still that way, but I feel like you've kind of just learned to like live with like that, you know, that you've just gotten better at it. You know, you've gotten better at your anxiety.
Better at having anxiety?
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. Another one is I would think my mom abandoned me when she'd forget to pick me up from like football practice.
Okay.
Or I'd think like some really bad.
Was she just really late, or did she just not come pick you up?
Just really late.
Oh, okay.
But while I'm waiting, I'd be like, oh, what if she got in a car crash, or what if she, you know?
Yeah. My mom was, no offense to my mom because she knows this.
Lindsay.
She is always late. And so I just expected it. So I was just fine.
You never thought?
Never thought. No,
Okay.
I just thought, okay, she'll be here eventually.
All right. What are some other ones you had?
One of your social, like the dressing one, kind of reminded me. I feel like I would get a little anxiety on the weekends if I didn't have like plans, you know, because I just felt like like, especially as a teenager, you just want to be like included and you want to like do stuff with friends and stuff like that. You don't want to look like a loser. So I feel like I would make sure before the weekend came that like I had plans.
So you'd be like, hey, what are we doing this weekend?
Yeah, yes. And I was usually the one that like got a group.
Really?
I was actually usually the one that got a group together to like do stuff.
I feel like, bless my friends' hearts. I feel like they would kind of have to drag me along.
That is still the case.
Like, they'd be like, let's go do this fun thing.
Jane's like, no.
And I'm like, I don't really want to do that. I'd rather just stay home. And they would, like, have to force me.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're coming to your house. We're picking you up.
That's still the case.
It's okay, thanks. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. Like, just thinking back of, like, how you showed anxiety as a kid. Do you have any of something like that, Taylor?
I think I just did have anxiety more as a child.
For sure, me too.
Because my parents got divorced when I was 7, and I had like separation anxiety. I think that's a specific
you did?
form. Yeah, like when I think it was the summer between 1st and 2nd grade. So in 2nd grade, I had it really bad. My mom would take me to school, and I wouldn't get out of the car. I would just cry and tell her, yeah. So that was a really hard few years for us. And then when my dad got remarried, I would go hang out over there, and I had 4 step siblings. And it was just really, if my dad had to go somewhere and I was over there for the weekend,
it would stress you out.
It would stress me out. But when I was in 5th grade, I went to a summer camp, and I think that's when it like finally like started to go away a little bit. But yeah, in junior high and high school, I'm sure I had some smaller instances, but I just think it came and kind of went, and then by the time I was older, I like knew how to navigate the anxiety a little better. Yeah. So,
and speaking of Taylor, this is something else we're going to be doing, is a lot of like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We've got a hot mic on him now.
I'm on the God mic now.
Yes, which I like as well, because again, I just want to add a lot of layers to this podcast. So, but yeah, I think as a kid I was like probably anxiety ridden, didn't even realize it. Like, and that's probably why my friends had to drag me and stuff. Because even now I'm like, but what if this happens while I'm there? Or, you know what I mean?
That is true. It's so funny.
I don't know whether
it's funny, but it's not.
It's so funny. I love how you just are in this constant state of turmoil. It's so hot. All right, let's move on before I get goblin. All right, so on New Year's, speaking of always planning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like Lindsay mentioned, she was complaining about me to her sister at the gym and was grumbling about, Jane's going to make me plan.
Yes.
Oh, excuse me. I'm getting aggressive over here with my P's. My P's and Q's. But, yeah, it's always, you make it not very fun.
Oh, I hate it so much. So I'm just sitting there like, when is this going to be over?
She's like, just sitting there, and she'd be like, are we done? And I'm like, what do you mean? No, we'll be done when we're done. So I was like, how can I make this a little better? A little more better for her. And I saw this thing from, his name's Jesse Itzler. He's like, he's married to the lady that started Spanx.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and she's like killer. She's been on Shark Tank as an investor, right? And he's also like, his accolades are also crazy. Like, he's just really inspirational and seems like he has a really good grasp on life. But he created this thing called the Big Ass Calendar. And it is
huge.
It is huge.
I know. When it showed up, I was like, really, Jaden? What are we going to do with this calendar?
Yeah.
And it says big A, what are those? Hashtag calendar. I'm like, I do not want this up in my house.
And I told her, I don't want it up either. I'm not looking to bachelor pad this place. But I wanted something that we could see the entire year, because it is hard to like plan out your year when you're just looking at it month by month, you know, because it's hard to see the gaps of like, oh, we're really busy this month. You know what I mean? So we bought this calendar, and we're not sponsored by this, obviously, but we bought the calendar, and it comes with like 5 colors of sticky notes, right? That all fit in with each day. And you can see the entire year. It's huge. So I said, okay, it was what, New Year's Day, I think?
I think so, yeah.
And I was like, let's do some planning. We'll make it fun. And surprisingly enough, it seemed like you were more into it than me.
Yeah, it was awesome, because it was mostly like we were planning our year, like fun stuff we wanted to do. We planned some trips. We planned like habits we wanted to do. And it was like part of the thing is you have to do a new habit once a quarter, which I thought was better, instead of just like listing all the things you want to be better at and then trying to do them all at once. So his thing is like, you just pick one, do it for a quarter, then add another every quarter.
Yep. So that you end the year with 4 new habits.
Yeah, and everyone likes to plan trips. So we were like planning all of our trips. So it was fun to just look up places to go, places to stay. Yeah. And then it was just also doing stuff that you're scared of or things you like.
Yeah, maybe we break down each thing. So the first thing that we planned was vacations. Mm-hmm. The next thing that we planned was called the Kevin's Rule. And this is, he recommends doing one thing that you normally wouldn't do every other month, but we wanted to do it monthly. Yeah. So we've planned, and like we said, Monster Jam was January's thing that we were going to do. So every month we're going to do one thing, and they don't have to be huge. Yeah. Like some of them are smaller.
We're doing a ski trip because we don't ski. I mean, I used to, but we haven't been, and so we decided to make it a goal because we're homebodies, so it's hard to get us out of the house. So it was actually kind of fun to like plan it and to like have stuff to look forward to. Yeah. And it's already planned, so we know like, okay, we're gonna be out of the house on this day doing this activity.
Yep. And I wanted to plan some things that like scared me. Yeah. Because I want to stay in my comfort zone, and it's hard to get me out of that. Yeah. But if it's planned in, I usually will do it. Yeah. When it's funny, sprung on me, it's like, I ain't doing that.
One of them is a spa day because Jaden, I took him to get a pedicure once, and they like massage your calves, and he hated it, and he'll never get a massage.
That lady, she must like work out her forearms every day. Because she was wrecking my cat.
But he'll never get a massage, so I'm excited for that one because that's something Jaden will never do, and we're actually going to do it this year.
Maybe. We'll see.
It's on the calendar. It's set in stone.
We'll see. Yeah.
Pedicures are awesome, bro.
They are. It was just the massage.
Just say I don't want that.
I can't. I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah.
I always have to tell him. Meg and I go get pedicures, and I always have to tell him stuff.
Really?
I hate to admit this on the pod, but my feet are pretty ticklish, and so I always have to tell them, like, go easy. Like, I've almost kicked.
Oh, are
really?
you serious?
Yeah, and they laugh at me. I'm like, I'm really sorry.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that was the Kevin's rule, like one thing a month, right? And then the habit thing, so once every quarter, add a new habit, right? So what is your habit for January? It's both of ours.
Yeah, both of ours was to spend an hour a day with Fletcher with zero, like, distractions. Like, he has our all attention. And I've been doing really well at it. It's actually really fun, and he's loving it.
He's loving it. Like, even when I was putting him to bed last night, he was like, I played with mommy in the basement. Like, he
set up a big play area downstairs with plenty of stuff to do.
Like, I know it means so much to him to have that.
Yeah.
You know, and, like, it wasn't like we were neglecting Fletcher or, like, not giving him any attention. But it was, it's easy to let things
and just be like, oh, I don't have time right now. Like, I'm cooking dinner, or I'm busy, or I'm working. So it's just nice to be able to, like, set aside that time and know that, like, nothing's going to distract me right now.
Yep. So, but the other thing is it's called the Misogi rule or something. It's like a Japanese thing that you should do one thing each year that is like the pinnacle.
Yeah.
That is really, really hard to do. Most of the time it's something out in nature, done outside. So, yeah, we planned all of that. We literally planned our vacations, our Kevin's rule each month, our Misogi.
We did some events like concerts.
We planned all the concerts because I love live music, and I only went to one this last year.
We're going to Hamilton, which we're really excited about.
So awesome. Yeah, and like Lindsay said, it's really, again, I feel like this year's, how can it not be amazing?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we've set in stone the plan, and now we just have to execute on it, right? And so I thought it'd be fun for us to talk about what scares us most. Let's start there, that we have on the calendar.
Mine is, I think, is the Misogi, which I think is the
That's
point of it.
That's what scares you the most?
Isn't that what the point of it?
Yeah.
But we're hiking Timp, and I used to hike a lot. I like hiking, but I've only gone on, like, short hikes. I've never hiked a mountain.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just worried about how well I'll do, first of all, like, if I'll make it.
We better.
And if I'm hating it, or the weather, I don't even know. There's just a lot of unknowns with that one.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, like, hiking to the top of Mount Timpanogos. It's it can take anywhere from 8 hours to, what did you say, Taylor? It took you guys 14.
I did it in a bigger group, and so if you do it with a larger group, it slows you down, and I think it took us around 14.
Wow.
Oh, and what if we don't have enough snacks, You will.
Never know. I'll make sure you guys are ready.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're doing that in July, so we have time.
Yeah.
And I've started, so at the gym each morning I'll do stair climber, and then I'll walk incline on the treadmill because I want to just start. Mm-hmm. But as it warms up, then I think we'll start
going on hikes.
Actual hikes, so that we can get prepared for that. So that scares me too, because it's like I'd hate to plan this whole thing
and we're like, make it 2
and then we don't. Yeah, we don't make it all the way. Because like I remember we went on I wonder how many miles it is. I haven't even looked. But when I was in like Boy Scouts, we did a 15-mile hike, and it was brutal.
Doesn't sound fun.
Like
I bet it's more than 15 miles.
For sure. Like, it was brutal, that hike we did, when I was in the Boy Scouts, and we ran out of water as a group.
Oh, gosh.
which was really scary.
Okay. I got the mileage here.
Yes.
So if you go, there's 2 trailheads. There's the AF side, it's called the Timpanuki trailhead, and then the like side by Sundance, Provo Canyon is called the Aspen Grove. Timpanuki's 14.5 miles.
Oh, dang.
Okay.
Aspen Grove is 13.5. But that
That
one
makes
is,
me feel a little better.
that one's a
This
lot.
will be a breeze.
The Aspen Grove's a lot like steeper
Oh.
going up. Am I backwards here? Huh? Which one did you do? I've done both.
Oh, dang.
We did the Timpanuki side. But I can't remember.
How
It's been
was
a
it,
few
Harry?
years.
Harry said he did the Timpanuki side.
But on this thing I'm reading, it says average time is 6 to 10 hours. So maybe I'm off on 14. I did it in 2018 was the last time I did it. So maybe I'm misremembering.
Okay.
Maybe hiking up and down.
Well, no, total
round trip.
Oh, okay.
Because we had like 18 people,
Harry
and that'll
said 8
slow
to
you
10.
down.
Yeah.
And we had kids all the way up to, 40-something-year-old
Yeah.
adults. So we were kind of all over the place, but
Okay.
it does take a long time.
Oh, well, that makes me feel a little bit better.
Me too, actually.
You've
So
already done it.
we don't even need to prepare.
Yeah.
We'll be fine. Just kidding. Because, I remember during that hike that I did, I had the worst blisters on the back of my ankles. And it was brutal. But that scares me, but I don't think that's what scares me the most.
I bet I know what scares you the most.
What?
Your solo trip.
Yeah. It keeps me up at night, honestly.
Maybe you should just get it over with so you stop thinking about it.
Yeah, so I have a hard time being alone.
Yes.
We've probably talked about this, but whatever. So, like, if I'm driving in the car, I don't just drive in the car by myself. I always call somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I call Lindsay, I call my brother, I call my mom, I call whoever, right? And this is something that I should probably unpack through therapy, but it's like, I don't like being alone. I don't like just being left to my thoughts because, like, with having PTSD, it's then easy for those dark thoughts to come into my mind, right? And so it's easier for me to just avoid it, right? So, like, even in the shower, one of my Christmas presents.
Got him a wall mount for his phone. That's waterproof, so he can watch his shows.
So I can watch my shows while I'm showering. Because if I'm just under that water, left to my thoughts, it's a dangerous place to be, man. So I feel like I'm saying things that will make people think I'm not okay. I'm doing okay. I promise. The pool thing's just funny, okay?
His
don't make
family
it weird.
loves him, okay?
Don't make it weird, okay? So, but I have a hard time being alone. So I'm like, why don't I do some exposure therapy and plan a solo trip all by myself? Here's the plan. The plan is I'm going to go away for a weekend. And I'm planning on going to Joshua Tree. Mm-hmm. There's nothing there but cacti. I don't think there's anything else.
Isn't there like a place that does
And there's a place that does these like little, they're like cabins almost.
Yeah.
Like, but they're tiny, perfect for a solo trip. And I just want to just go and be with myself for a weekend. Why are you making that face?
I'm just proud of you.
No, you're not.
It's a big step for you.
Wow, don't be condescending.
I'm not being condescending. I'm just being serious.
I think it'll be good.
Solo trips are great.
You know?
I know.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you know?
The year after my mom died, I traveled the world, bro. I mean, some of them were with other people, but then when I went to Europe for the last few days of the trip, I was by myself, and it was awesome.
You know what scares me the most is getting there.
Why?
I don't know. Because if I drive, I'm just driving by myself for who knows how long.
That's true.
And if I fly...
Jaden doesn't like flying.
Yeah.
But it'll get you there quicker.
What do you mean?
If you fly.
If I fly, yeah. I'm just saying, I'm scared to travel alone.
So fly.
I've never done that.
So it's quicker.
Where... it's in California,
Joshua Tree,
right?
yeah. It's like high desert.
How far from an airport is it?
probably far. It's a national park.
It's like halfway in between Vegas and LA.
Oh, well,
so I think I'll probably drive. I think.
Well, you could fly to Vegas or fly to LA, whichever one's closer. Rent a car and drive there.
Oh man, I can feel my heart rate right now.
It's fine.
I am nervous.
Solo travel's good for you.
I know, and I feel like I need to I don't know, talk to a therapist about what should I do while I'm there.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Find a novel.
You know,
a
what?
Book,
a novel.
A book?
A book, but not. I said novel because not like a self-help or a business book. You need
just an enjoyable one.
A good novel.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Just like a 400-page novel, a nice short.
Because here's the caveat. I want to go somewhere no cell service.
Yeah, no working, no phone.
Working. I don't want to even bring my laptop.
Just read a book and sit on the porch.
Yeah.
I know.
Why are you're giving me this look like, ain't no way you're doing this.
I think you can do it. I just think it'll be, I understand why you're scared, because knowing you, I feel like that is something that would be very difficult for you. So I'm worried for your mental health, I guess, while you're there.
I know I'm worried I'm going to come back and just be like, and you're going to be like, Jaden, are you there? And just be dumbfounded.
Right, yeah. So I mean, I'm worried for you.
What if I'm never the same?
I feel like it'll be okay, but I just feel like you just really get into your thoughts a lot, and that is, so I feel like it's necessary, but I also feel like it could be scary for you.
So if you've done a solo trip, this might be a good time to put in the comments some reassuring words for me, and maybe explain how you did it, because I'm just curious. Do I just go there and just sit?
Yeah.
Or do I bring a book? And, do I plan things to do? Because the place I'm looking at, it's it has hot springs that you can hike to. So go and
you don't have to go somewhere and just sit there all day and do nothing. You could plan some stuff to do.
Hike alone? Are you trying to kill me?
Yeah. Well, I would never.
Go to a pool. Go to find some good restaurants that you want to check out.
Eat by myself?
That's part of the trip.
And
wow.
Maybe don't go hiking by yourself.
Okay.
There's too many stories out there where people go missing.
So
bring some mace just on the off chance.
I know. Oh yeah.
Yeah, as a woman, I'm sure there's women that do it and they're very brave. I would never do a solo trip.
Yeah, I'm wondering if people do this. Am I the weird one?
Kyle does it all the time.
No, it's normal. I haven't been on a solo trip in a few years, but last summer my best friend went to Oklahoma because his favorite author that has written a bunch of his favorite books was doing and
he just went by himself.
And he went by himself, went to the convention and hung out and read and
so we'll see. That is scary, but it'll be good, I think.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's talk about what excites us the most on the calendar.
I am most excited for Disney World.
We're going to make it happen.
Yes, we've been talking about Disney World forever. And I looked into it one time, but it's very expensive, and I want to stay in the park, and I want to go to one park a day.
Lindsay has her demands.
I do, and it's very expensive, and I've never been to Harry Potter World, and we're going to go there, and I'm very excited.
Yep. Yeah, we've got it planned. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that, too. But I'm most excited for our other big trip.
That will also be fun.
Which is Washington, D.C. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go to Washington, D.C. I'm a little nervous because it's election year.
Yeah, who knows what's going to go on there.
So I think we're going to go early enough in advance where it'll be okay.
Yeah.
And that's my kind of trip is going to the Smithsonian's and I love museums and just old architecture and so I would say that's what I'm most excited about. The other thing I just thought of that scares me.
What?
Is the hot air balloon ride.
Oh, well, I wasn't scared until you sent me that video.
Did you see that?
I saw it.
There's this video. It's the first time they went on a hot air balloon ride.
Yes.
And they're coming down quick.
The winds picked up.
Right as they were trying to land.
Yeah.
And the guy that's, what would you call him?
The guy?
Balloon pilot?
Yeah, I don't know.
The balloon pilot was like, brace yourself. And they're just dragging
forever along the ground.
Yes.
I thought he fell out, but he didn't. But.
And I think he kept yelling that of like, stay in the basket, stay in. Like, so.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
But yeah, and that's, but how cool, like, let's say we pull this all off.
Yeah.
I get masseused. I go on the solo trip. We go on a hot air balloon, Disneyland, DC. Like, if we can end the year, habits that we've built, like...
It's going to be a good year.
It's going to be awesome. You know, we'll look back and be really proud that we did it. And I hope it becomes something we do every year to make the next year even better. Right? So, yeah. That's so fun. Thanks for doing it with me.
Thanks for changing it up a little bit.
Yes, you're welcome. Okay, should we jump into submissions?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're still going to do submissions with you guys. So please go to the little link in the description of this video and submit your own. You can ask anything you want. It's anonymous. Okay, let's jump in.
Okay.
So one of the submissions said, after a recent health scare, I've become acutely aware of my own mortality.
Okay, yes.
How do you cope with the fear of death and make the most of the time you have?
I mean, that's a good question. I feel like that's a better question for you to answer, though.
Thanks.
I mean, it's a good question, but you had a health scare like a couple years ago, and so I feel
running
like
on
you
the
could
treadmill.
relate.
Long story short, I was running on the treadmill, and me heart skipped a beat. Okay.
He literally yelled from the basement, and I thought he like just fell off the treadmill.
And she didn't come and check on me.
I didn't because
as right, I'm passing out. Yeah, I was literally on the treadmill, and it felt like a bullet.
What did you say? I can't remember.
Like someone shot me in my chest.
You yelled something. What did you yell?
I said, "Oh shit!"
No, I don't think so. I think you said like, "What the hell?" Or, I don't remember what you said, but you swore.
So I get off the treadmill, and all of a sudden my vision just starts going.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Holy crap!" So I sit on the ground, and I'm like delusional. Like I was like all like, "What are you, lethargic?" I guess.
But I think didn't you get back on the treadmill?
No.
Oh.
You wouldn't know. You didn't come check.
That's why I didn't come check. I thought you got back on the treadmill. I literally thought you just like either dropped your phone or fell off the treadmill.
Sitting on the ground.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, if I pass out, I don't want to hit my head.
Yeah.
So I go upstairs because I'm like, maybe I just need to drink some water. Long story short, I had this constant chest pain after that.
Forever. We went to the ER that summer probably 5 times.
And it was just like, if you've gone through something health related, like
they
the
pass
medical
you
field
around
is such freaking bogus, man.
Well, it's okay. No offense to anyone that's in the medical field, but it's just difficult because they pass you around from doctor to doctor to doctor. They don't really give you good answers. They kind of just brush you off. They say, "Oh, it's just anxiety," and so it's just it's really hard, and it's really hard to like stick up for yourself because they're like, "Oh, well, this is what you need." But then, like we went one time, and I'm like, "Just give him a scan," and they were trying to talk him out of it. I'm like, "Well, if you just give him a scan, I'll at least give him like a peace of mind, you know?"
Yeah.
So they gave him a scan, and everything looked fine. But then he finally went to so he thought it was his heart.
Yeah. At first So what happened that night, I didn't end up going to the hospital right away, which I probably should have.
Right.
Because I think there's like a time frame where they can check your blood and see if you had a heart attack, but that time had passed. But that night, I like had shortness of breath. My chest was killing. So I ended up going to the urgent care. They sent me to the emergency room, and they sent me to like 3 different specialists, right? So they sent me to a gastroenterologist, whatever, a cardiologist, and like a primary care physician, you know? And all of them were just obviously trying to figure out what was going on. I went and did a stress test, and they found like an extra beat that shouldn't be there, but I guess everybody has that when you're like strenuously working out or whatever. So yeah, it was just a lot. And what was worrisome is that my symptoms were getting worse and not better. Mm-hmm. And it got to a point like after 3 months, I couldn't get off the couch. I couldn't even get out of bed.
Yeah. One doctor even told us it could be like a blood disease or something, like kind of scared us. And Jaden gets kind of like, when he gets lethargic or when he's like about to go to sleep, or if he's under like anesthesia, he gets kind of like, he'll just say stuff, you know? So he...
Okay.
He got an endoscopy done, and so he was coming out of it, and he was saying, "Oh, the doctor told me," or he said, "I think it might be like lymphoma or something like that." I'm like, "Why didn't you tell me that?" He's like, "I didn't want to scare you." So I feel like Jaden was just kind of silently like scared about like his health and about his life, you know, because especially after Royce passed away, Jaden had very high anxiety towards like death. Mm-hmm. And so I think this really scared him a lot, and I feel like it was just perpetuating everything. And so, but he got an endoscopy done, and they found an ulcer in his esophagus, and his esophagus was really chewed up.
Yeah, they said they like could barely get a biopsy of my esophagus because it was like leather. Yeah. Of how bad my esophagus looked. And even he was like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. You know? So obviously and it was to the point where like I wasn't getting better. I was getting worse. Yeah. And they didn't have answers for me. So I was like, well, I need to go find my own answers. And when you go to the web, it's like,
oh, you're dying.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Just see you go later. Die, you know? And like, you know, I joke about that, but it got to a point where I was like, I don't think I'll ever get better. Yeah. Like I might just die because of how much pain I was in and like how uncomfortable life was, right? And so, you know, and it did do that to me where I was very aware of my mortality and how fragile my own life was. And like, so I better, you know, I didn't have life insurance. I better get life insurance. Like, you know, it really opened my eyes to like how devastating that would be if I did die. And it was just hard because it's the unknown that's the scariest, right? Because if you do know what you have, then hopefully you can go and treat it, right? And there's a plan of action. But I think for me, what it came down to is like, obviously time helped a lot with me to be able to like reduce that anxiety. And like, I wouldn't say I'd be okay dying today. I don't think I'm there yet. Right. Where it's like, if I die today, I die today. Like I'm not to that point, but I think I am to a point where it's like worrying so much about death was taking away from the value of my life. Yeah. More than it would be than just saying, right, if it happens, it happens. Yeah, exactly. You know? Yeah. And I've like consciously been working on that of like kind of that I don't need to be in control of my mortality. Yeah. I can do things to improve my chances of it, but overall I don't have any control. Right. You know? So yeah, as far as like how to cope with it, I think we're still figuring that out. Yeah. And I don't know if I'll ever get fully there where I'm just okay with my own mortality, but I think I can improve on it. And again, time, I think also just actively working on just being okay with it. And then third, like developing your own beliefs. Right. You know, I think is a huge thing. Because again, it's the unknown always that creates fear. Right. So, okay. Should we jump into settle our debate? Yep. Okay. So this week's debate. Don't roll your eyes.
Biggest eye roll of my life.
So every morning we go to the gym, right? And we don't eat a lot of veggies and fruits.
Yes, true.
True. So in order for us to get our veggies and fruits, we've signed up for this service that we've done for how long now? Like 4 years?
Yeah, but it's been off and on. Like we haven't done it for like 2 years since we moved.
No.
Since we moved into this house.
Don't lie to the listeners.
How long have we lived here? Just over a year then. Like a year and a half.
So what it is, it's Daily Harvest, and again, not a sponsor, but it's like these cups that have fruits and vegetables in them, and you put them in the blender, put in like a protein shake with them, blend it up, and you drink it, and that's how you can get like your nutrients and vitamins.
Yes.
Right? And every morning I'm so...
Every morning since the middle of December.
Every morning I'm so kind and so sweet.
And
I will make us a smoothie.
Yes.
You know, I put it in there. I put the protein. I put the collagen.
Yes.
Blend it up. And then I wash the blender right after using it.
Which is very nice because that's not the norm.
Oh my gosh, that's not the debate. And I, will clean up. But where we've been putting the blender is on this.
It's one of those it's on one of those like corner shelves that opens and then it like spins on the inside. It's totally fine. But Jaden doesn't want to get it in.
No, because I have to. It's a mess because the blender comes in like 4 parts, right? The lid, the blades, the thing, and the base, right? And it doesn't fit in the flipping
so you just
thing.
Put it in parts, which is fine.
So I have to put it in there in its parts, which is so annoying. And then every morning I have to go pull out all the parts, put it. I'm freaking Bob the Builder every day.
I literally, because Jaden will wash it and usually just leave it on the counter, so I'm usually the one that puts it away. Yes, 100%.
Stop it.
Yes, 100%. Jaden will leave it to dry, and then I'll put it away. So I usually put the blade in, put the lid on, put it in. So it's literally 2 parts, the base and the blender.
So over Christmas,
I got a coffee machine.
She got a big, fat coffee machine.
Yeah, and I leave it on my counter.
And she puts it on the counter, and I said, no. So one morning, I blended our smoothies, put it in our cups, and cleaned out the blender, wiped out all the watermarks, put it right next to her coffee maker, right?
No, you put it like right in the middle of a different part of the counter.
Hey. Let me get to it. So I put it right next to her coffee machine. And Lindsay gets home from the gym, walks in and goes, nope.
And I put it away.
That's not going there.
Yep.
And I said, okay. And I was in the sweetest tone.
Really?
You know I was.
No.
Lindsay, admit it.
I don't even remember.
Know.
I don't remember.
I literally was like, I'm going to be so sweet. And I said, babe, I would love for the blender be on the counter instead of.
And I said.
And she said,
no.
Nope. Nope. Unplugs it and starts. And I said, babe, this would mean a lot to me. You have your coffee maker now. I have to do the smoothies. I would love to not have to put it in the.
I put it away
turntable.
though.
Stop it. No. And she's like, no.
Yes, I was adamant.
And I work from home. Employees come over here and work here, and they were about to get here. And I said, that's fine. Let's have this discussion later.
And I said, no.
Just leave it. No.
I'm putting it away.
So then I got mad.
Yes.
And I said, you won't even wait to have the discussion till later.
And I said, I'll wait, but I already know what the discussion's going to be.
And it's a no.
Yeah.
And right then they start showing up, right?
Yes.
And Lindsay still, why are you getting so mad? Trying to fight.
Yes.
So then they get here, and Lindsay's being short with me all day.
Really, Jaden? You were the one that wouldn't even look at me, and you were not.
I didn't want to look at you.
And you wouldn't speak to me.
And so somehow it got brought up, probably by you, because you just couldn't wait.
I can't remember how it got brought up. Oh, no, I did bring it up. I said, Meg, would you put your blender on the counter?
And I think she said, it is on the counter.
No, she said we don't have space for it on the counter.
But if they did.
She still wouldn't.
She would.
Said, no, she wouldn't. She's right here. Why don't you ask her?
I'm not looking at you, Meg.
She said no.
So I'm like, okay, I explain the situation to them. And Harry, who does our graphic design, gosh, he's a good lad. He's the best in the biz.
Harry saved our marriage that day.
Harry says, oh, well, you have your coffee maker. It would go great next to the coffee maker. I could have given Harry literally my bond.
And then he goes over and he goes, look, the blender fits perfectly under the covers.
Yes.
I was like, Harry, what are you saying? So I caved.
And Lindsay goes, okay. After that, I'm like,
so I caved.
It takes Harry.
I caved and I put the blender next to the coffee machine because before it was in a different spot, like right in the middle. And I just think the blender's an eyesore. But you might be able to see it back there.
Move your head. There's
There's my coffee machine and the blender back there. So,
Perfect.
Anyways, the debate
Harmony.
is, should a blender go on the counter or not?
Do you put your appliances you use daily?
You weren't using it
on
daily,
the
though. This is a
counter?
new thing, Jaden.
Yeah, and the discussion was new. I brought it up after I'd shown you that we're going to use it every day.
Okay,
so
well,
not only did you have the evidence, you even had me being so sweet.
Well, it's on the counter now. And sometimes we get comments about, like, oh, this is what we're arguing about, like, get a life, basically. But this isn't, like, serious. Again, it's not serious. This is just a fun thing that we do. It's just a funny debate that we have, and we just like to get people's input.
So comment.
Yes.
And get angry.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So, okay. Season 2.
Done.
Done.
Oh, is it not done?
Not season 2. Season 2 started.
Started. Episode done.
Episode done. No, thank you guys for watching. This is awesome. Many more seasons to come. Tune in next week. Trust me.
It's going to be good.
Going to be awesome. The guest is awesome. We have so many things prepared for this guest. So be sure to tune in next Monday. Check out the merch. Right now, if you're just sitting there, go whywedream.com. Check out the merch.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's awesome. So other than that, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I think that's it. Okay, bye-bye now.
See ya.